What do you think? Good. Morning, everybody. It is Thursday, December 1st, Kayla's birthday, 2016, and I'm headed into work for the day. Don't want to go to work today, just not feeling it. But I'm going. I pretty much have to. So I did put in for some days off towards the end of the year to stay home and be with Grant during his winter break. I think it's December 22nd, and then like 27, 28, 29, or 26, 27, 28, something around there. It's like I think it's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like the last week of the year. What else? So yesterday, I totally forgot to mention it, but yesterday I got a set of Google Cardboard from work, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Like, I mean, I've seen it online and stuff, but I've never tried Google Cardboard. I've tried an Oculus Rift. One of my buddies has that. And I was gonna buy a bunch of Google Cardboards, and I never got around to doing it, but I don't know. I'm almost thinking maybe I should do something like that, or get something like that for all my nieces and nephews for Christmas gifts. So it might be kind of cool. But so basically, it's like it's literally a piece of cardboard with a couple little lenses in it. You fold it up, and it houses or holds your phone like a certain, like, I don't know, a few inches from your face. So it's kind of like this. So that way your phone, immerses or submerses your entire view. But then there's a special app, and you can just do all kinds of stuff with it. So just with the built-in app, so I'm having a problem with this damn phone, but like all the apps that I have on my phone are massive. They're like hundreds of megs, to the point where like my phone is practically full. The capacity on my phone, or hard drive on my phone, is full, and I can't add any more apps, so it's pissing me off. But the reason why I bring that up is I want to add on even more Google Cardboard or VR type games and apps and try more stuff out. So excuse me. Really cool stuff though. So like the built-in one has like a tutorial where they like show you what to do and how to do it and all that. Really cool. And then like I was like, there's like a lighthouse, and it's spinning the light around in circles, and you can like see it, and you look up and you see Aurora Borealis up in the sky. And then there's just a built-in movie viewer. It's freaking awesome. So when you start it, you're looking straight, and you're watching your video, and then as you turn your head, on the sides there's all different types of like thumbnails of all your other videos, and they circle you. So like you can face all the way backwards, and then put your, like, there's a little pointer in the app, and you click, there's only one button, you click the button, and then you excuse me, it'll play that video. So then it's like your screen is locked in one spot. So when you play that video, then you turn around and then you watch your video again or whatever. It's badass. It's I was like getting emotional because I didn't realize it like instantly displayed all my videos on my phone, and I never done that before. I've never like looked, like, purposely looked for all my videos and stuff. I'm sure there's a way to do it easily, but it was all like typically videos of like Grant and stuff. So I was like, oh man, this is so sweet. So I'm like sitting here watching. It was like 11:30 last night, and I'm like standing in the kitchen, like looking all over the place, watching like home family videos of Grant and I and stuff we've done. And like I had a couple videos on my cell phone of like Luke's wedding, and I'm like, man, this is freaking just awesome. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're pretty inexpensive. They're like 10 or 15 bucks or something per Google Cardboard. So like, I don't know, maybe I should get them for like the entire family or something, and just I don't know. Other than that, I don't know if I ever got paid for Karma Token. Now, what I did do yesterday, so I think I mentioned it, but there's a type of video is called whiteboard scribes or scribing, and those are the videos where they're like animated, kind of, but it's just a white screen and you just see like drawings on the screen, like hand drawings that go along to like the audio or the voiceover. Oh, I did mention this yesterday. So yesterday over my lunch break, I was just like, well, let me see if I can, like, how hard it is to do this. So I got everything set up. I had to download software for my tablet. So I have a Wacom tablet. It's USB, it plugs into my computer, and I use it for editing photos and stuff, but it comes with a stylus or a little pen, and you can like draw on the tablet, and it's an input device, and then it'll like draw on your screen or interact on the computer. So like, you know, I already have all the stuff to do this, so I was like, okay. So I took the one video of Grant, or the one audio clip that I recorded of Grant singing a song just from last week, and I was trying or testing it out, and it's not as easy as I thought it would be, probably because I suck at drawing and all that, but not too bad. So yeah, I think today I'm actually going to try to sit down and like record a video and then dub it together and all that, and then kind of see how it looks and if it's doable or not. But yeah, so I think it'll be potentially faster and easier. It's just like I said, my drawing sucks and my handwriting sucks, so because of that, I don't think it'll produce really nice quality videos. But you know, I don't write and stuff anymore because everything's done on a computer, so maybe after I do it a bunch of times and kind of practice more, my drawing and writing will improve. As funny as that sounds, but it's warmer now than it was last night. I thought it was going to be freezing balls. I stopped and got gas, and it was like 35 and windy, so it was probably below freezing last night with the wind chill. But now it's 38 degrees and calm. What else? Don't have any idea where Kayla's birthday present went. Her shirt is lost in the mail or some shit, I don't know. So I think I might have mentioned it yesterday, but my buddy, was it Gavin? He has the same car as me, and he was just replacing his turbos with RS6 hybrid turbos. They're like capable of more power and all that crap than the turbos that I want to get. They're hybrids, so they're like Chinese made or whatever, so they're probably not the best for a daily driver. But anyway, I asked him, you know, I said, hey, you know, did you ever get those installed? He said, oh yeah. I'm like, oh, how is it and all that? He's like, well, I don't have my fueling in place yet. So I told him, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. I just want to install the turbos, not have any fueling for a while, and then, you know, add that on later or whatever, because I don't know what fueling's going to cost. Maybe, I don't know, $500, $600, $800, who the fuck knows. So excuse me. So anyway, he's like, oh, you can't do that. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, you'll overboost your motor and blah, 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 and cause problems. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, you can't just do turbos without fueling. So I started talking to him about like all this stuff and this and that. And I'm like, well, I thought you could. I'm like, I thought it was just called like a stage 3 minus car. So like, you know, no fueling. So you're not utilizing your turbos. And he's like, no, my tuner says that you can't do that because you'll cause damage and this and that. I'm like, what? So then I'm like, well, what are you doing? He's like, well, I unplugged my, because he, you know, he said his was all installed and everything, but he didn't have a tune yet, so he like wasn't utilizing his stuff either yet. He's like, well, I just unplugged my N75 valve. The N75 valve is like a vacuum operated boost controller basically for these cars. And so I'm like, well, what does that do? He's like, well, that eliminates like any sort of boost control. So by unplugging it, all you do is operate a run off of your wastegate pressure. So he says normally it's like 7 psi or so. He's like, I adjusted mine so it's like more like 9 psi. And I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, the car is slow as hell though, because you know you're basically not making any boost. I was like, okay. So where am I going with this? So then I'm like, well, what the hell? I'm like, why can't you just run like a stage 2 tune that's like 20 or 21 psi peak boost, and then it tapers down, and on the new turbos? I'm like, do you run out of like fuel injector? Like your stock fuel injectors aren't large enough to pump enough fuel for 20 psi boost? And he's like, no, I don't think it's an injector problem. It's you're gonna overboost or blah blah blah. And I'm just like, all right, dude, I don't know. So I'm like, well, so are you running like a stage 1 tune right now? He's like, no. He's like, my fuel pump and injectors are sitting on my table, so they're not even in the car yet. I'm like, that was what I was just fucking asking you about, dude. I'm like, so that's what I want to do. Like, just do the turbos, torque converter only, and then address the fueling later. He's like, yeah, you're just not really going to be making much or any boost. And I'm like, whatever, dude. So maybe something that I'm going to need ahead of time is like an air fuel meter. Kind of see what my air fuel mixture is before, like right now, like with my setup right now. And then I could see how do I word this? I could see how a stage 2 tune might not work, because so like my car stock is supposed to be 10 psi max boost. Stage 1 ups the boost to 16 psi. So it does more than just up the boost. When you up the boost, you also have to up the fuel. So more boost, more fuel. So that gets all programmed in when you do that. So then when I went stage 2, it raises the boost all the way to like 21 psi peak. So like initially it gives me like 21 psi of boost, but then it tapers down to about 16 or so as like the engine gets higher and higher in RPMs and stuff. So I could see how 21 psi of boost might not work with larger turbos, basically because of what I just said. But the stock fuel injectors, they would basically be maxed out. Like they could be pumping 100% duty cycle, like just and that still wouldn't be enough fuel for 21 psi on bigger turbos. What was I gonna say? So so I can see how that could be an issue, but I don't know. I think a stage 1 tune should be okay. The problem I get into with stuff like this is if I ask a serious question online, I'm gonna get flamed. They're gonna be like, well, if you can afford $2,000 turbos, you should be able to afford a tuner. Go to a tuner. My thing is, until I get the fueling and all that shit set up, I don't want to spend $500 on a tune that's just basically a temporary tune. So that's kind of my hold up or whatever. You know, I think with my background in electronics and stuff, you know, I joined a Facebook group called like the Guild of EFI Tuners, Electronic Fuel Injection Tuners. And I see like some of their posts and the stuff they're talking about, and I'm like, man, that looks like a lot of fun to learn and figure out how to do. Meaning tune cars, learn how to tune cars. So I was into electronics and all that. I did a bunch of electrical engineering classes. So, you know, I kind of understand some of the stuff they're saying, but I don't have any formal training in it. So, like when they talk about specifics, like about a knock like programming in a knock sensor window and this and that, like this is all common terminology for those guys. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But I don't know. I'm wondering if there's like some inexpensive class or course or book or something that I can get or take to kind of get my feet wet, and I don't know, maybe more or less try to tune this car or something. So nothing crazy, you know, like there's safe tunes and then there's kill mode tunes. Kill mode meaning like you're pulling every little piece of horsepower out of the car, and it's not like a daily driver type of tune. Like it's for like, let's see how fast this shit can go, and then dial it back down for safety and stability and all that. But so it would be cool to learn the basics and stuff. The one guy, his name was Daz. He was like a well-known tuner in the B5 community. He did all Audis, but I'm trying to think what they called it. He was like a flash tuner or something. So like he could do it through the internet. So it didn't matter where he was, where you were. He could just like, you would connect your computer to your car, and then he would remote in your computer and then flash a tune for you to your car's ECU using your computer. But he was well known, well respected, whatever. Some people like him, some people hated him. But he died. I think he died in a car accident or something like that. And you know, people are still talk about him. It's been like a year or something. I don't know, almost a year since he died. But you know, since that happened, there's like no one around that does like those types of tunes. So I mean, you can go to your local shop, pay a shitload of money. I think this dude was making like $200-300 per tune, and what he was doing wasn't entirely that complicated. But you know, like I mentioned it before, but I've been buying used tunes off of like eBay and wherever I can find them. So I have my stock ECU chip. I have a stage 1. I have a stage 2. I think I have a stage 2 plus, which is like the O2 and EGR or EGT deletes. That's what I'm running now. I don't have any rear O2 sensors. And then there's also the, like, I have a stage 3 tune. The stage 3 tune was supposedly run on BorgWarner KO4 turbos. All that stuff. But that's another reason why I want to learn about tuning. Like, I don't know what I got, and that worries me when you're talking tens of thousands of dollars into a car. You don't want to just run something and think or assume or whatever and then blow it up. So basically what I've been doing up until this point was unbolting my ECU or my chip, and then putting in the aftermarket ones that increase boost and power and all that. But what people normally do, or the next step, is every time you do stuff, you go to an actual tuner. The tuner puts the car on a dynamometer and literally tunes your car for optimal performance and all that for whatever your setup is, so whatever you're doing. But if you're changing your setup a lot, it gets very expensive. You have to go pay $500, $600, $800, whatever, to have your car dyno tuned every single time. So what kind of happened or popped up was these online tuner guys that do these flash tunes. So I know Cobb is a company that's super popular because like they came out with this unit that it's called their access port. It has a cable. You plug it into your car, and you hit a few buttons, and you can flash tunes yourself. So because of that, they have a repository of all these canned tunes for different scenarios. So it would be like, oh, if you have exhaust and you have a 2013 WRX Subaru, flash this file. Oh, you have a Mushu intake and exhaust, flash this file. They have all these generic base tunes, and then if you want to go more crazy or more exotic or more horsepower, typically like once you get into stage 3 and up, that's when you go and get custom tunes. This Daz guy did tuned so many cars that he has his own repository, and there's a few people that are still tuning and keeping his vehicles that he tuned alive, but they have all these files and stuff, so they're still flashing his shit. They're saying, well, you know, you got KO4 turbos, you got these intercoolers, this and this, and this fueling, then you know, this is the flash file that you need. And it's like anything else that's digital, electronic, or whatever. You can automate it. So like once you know you already have that file, and someone has something just a little bit different, all you got to do is kind of tweak that file. You don't have to go and do all the work. You don't have to go put the car on a dyno, all that stuff. So it's like the IT version of car tuning. So where it's all done remote, it's all done relatively simply, and you know you can run and make log files and stuff, and then you submit those to the tuner. They'll look those over and revise or tweak your parameters on your tune, send you another file, and you flash it. That's how my buddy Luke was tuning his WRX. He signed up with some company that specifically does, they call them e-tunes. That does e-tunes, and they give you like it's funny, but they give you like so many revisions, so you might have like a month to get as many revisions as you want. So you pay them, let's say $300. They give you a base file, tell you what to do, how to run it. After you run it for a day or two or whatever, then you create your logs, you submit it to them, and then give them some feedback and stuff. They look at your logs and then tweak it based off of that. So that's why I'm fascinated by this tuning stuff. I don't know. I've had this car for, it'll be like 2 years in like a week, or this week it's gonna be. I've had this car for 2 years, but I've been wanting to like learn how to do this forever. And there are resources and all that out there that you can basically teach yourself and learn the basics. And I don't know, I haven't gotten into it as much as I thought I would. I don't know why. I'm trying to think like what I've been so big. I think it was mostly the divorce, being depressed and dating and all that, that I haven't had time to research and study all that. That's probably something that I should invest some time in doing. But it's one of those things, like, why I don't need to do it, so why waste time doing it or learning it? But that's, tuning is like a whole different thing, man. It's like you tweak something, and then you got to go run logs, and then you got to do a certain sequence to produce or generate your logs. You might have to do like a wide open throttle pull in third gear, so from like 40 miles an hour to like 80 miles an hour. So it's a thing. I don't know. So that's something that I always wanted to do, but it seems like I'm always working on maintenance and shit for this car. So I haven't even got to do like the fun stuff. I'm just still nailing down all the maintenance stuff. So that's probably the reason. It's like when I have free time, I'm not going to be like tinkering or tuning my car. I'm working on it. At this point, I'm almost thinking I should just strap on my KO3s that I have, save a lot of money, and keep you know, having fun with this car, like working on other stuff, and I don't know. What do you guys think I should do? 1 year. You guys are watching this 1 year from today. What do you guys think I'm gonna do? Yeah. So I feel like I've been talking for a very long time. It's probably been almost 30 minutes. So I'm gonna cut this video off. These are just a bunch of my ideas and stuff that have been floating around in my head, and I'm trying to sort everything out, figure out what I want to do, and all that noise. So stay tuned for more. All right, what's happening, everybody? Just getting out of work for the day, and the burning question on my mind lately has been, what do I do with this car? So I need to do some repairs this winter. My turbos are pretty much fucked. They're done. They're done. So I think when I went stage 2 a year ago, just over a year ago, my turbos were pushing a lot of oil back then, and now they're actually whining. So I need to replace it. I need to replace them like soon. So January, February. Now, my concern is, I keep talking about it, but I want to go with bigger turbos. It's just a money issue. So the bigger turbos are going to be probably a couple $1,000s, not counting any of the supporting modifications needed for the bigger turbos. So right now I already have an extra set of stock KO3 turbos. So I could theoretically just buy a turbo install kit, which is just like, it's like $65. It's a set of gaskets, studs, stuff like that, and install my turbos that I already own, and then potentially replace my torque converter. That would still cost me about $400 or $500. So we're looking at like $500 total to just replace my turbos with used turbos, which no clue. I have no clue what condition they're in. I could do all this work and they could leak, or it could cost me probably around $2,500 to get the turbos that I want and the torque converter. So that's where I'm at. I don't know. I don't know what to do. So I know what I want to do, but I mean, shit, man. This is gonna be right after Christmas time, and yeah, that's gonna push me into having a lot of money invested into this car if I go that route. Because once I get the turbos and torque converter installed, I need to do the fueling, which I keep talking about. That'll be another $500,000, and then I need intercoolers. Those are $800, $900. I don't know. I've been pretty much a married family guy for the last 10 years. So this is all new territory to me. So this is why I can't talk about this stuff with family or friends, because they're all like I was. Like, none of them have any hobbies or passions. So like, they're gonna be like, well, why don't you just go buy a new car and, you know, better gas mileage, blah blah blah, and all that, and warranty. And they don't understand it. They don't get it. And I did all that for 10 fucking years. Well, more than 10 years. Ever since I could drive, I did the responsible thing. I bought, you know, I drove 4-banger cars for 10 plus years. And everyone always told me, like, oh, when you grow up, you can do whatever you want, and you can have a cool car, and you can do this and do that. And now that I'm there, it's just like, I don't want to say it's scary, because it is only money, so might as well enjoy it or whatever. it's just like there's other stuff going on, you know. Like I still don't even have my own place. I got another 3 years to pay on my loan. So, you know, that would be, let's say I, instead of spending $5 grand on my car, that could knock, geez, 7 or 8 months off of my mortgage or off of my loan payment. But it's like, it's one of those things. It's like I could do all the work, replace my turbos with the other set of turbos that I already own, and they could not work. And then I gotta do it again. So that's my burning, that's what it's keeping me awake lately. I'm like, I know the right answer is to just do it right and do it right the first time. So I don't know. We'll see. Stay tuned for more.
Here comes a big whale. Oh my.
Google Glass. Or Google Cardboard, I'm sorry.
Google Cardboard. I got a fish.
Did you catch it? Did you pull it in?
No, I lost it.
Is there a whale coming?
Oh, there's the wolf again. Arctic fox.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah. Create.
Oh yeah, do the create one.
I gotta hit the...
You must have exited out. Yeah, hit the create.
I don't have my cursor. Oh, there it is. So, where is it? How come I can't get the P?
You can't get the B. See how you're moving a little flower?
Yeah.
Press the button on the ground. Put the flower on the ground.
Oh, I'm planting more flowers.
Yeah, move all around. Plant it all over.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, get the kids this. They would love it.
Cool, huh?
Jack don't have a phone. So you can't...
Little squeaky shoes. Good job, bud. You did it.
Nice job. Ready? Go again. Try it again.
Oh, close one. Uh-oh. Go around him. Get it in there, Grant.
Big shot. There you go.
Nice.
Good job. You guys are both really good this one.
Oh,
That's our shoes, not a puck. Yeah, that's right. You're not a puck. Oh, good job. Ready? There's 4
nice.
people though here. Let's find a spot away from you. Go on the other side. Go on the other side. Oh, I didn't plus that.
Go on the other side. There you go.
And over this side. High five. Boom. Boom. There you go. Coach has got it. Get it for Coach. Get it for Coach.